What's up, everybody? It's Sam, and we are back with another episode of Pessimistic at Best, the podcast. That was pretty good. We'll keep it in.
Okay.
How do you feel about it?
Wait, just keep going?
Yeah.
Do it again.
I'm going to leave it.
Okay. And leave this part
We had to practice.
It's good to be back.
Sometimes you have to practice.
No, that's okay.
Took a couple months off. Sometimes you got to get back in the swing.
Yeah.
But it turns out muscle memory is tight. So I nailed it on the
Got
first
a steel
try.
trap up there.
Oh my gosh, it's great to be back.
Hell yeah, season 7.
Are you happy to be here?
I am. I think it's only right I'm the first guest since it's my podcast.
So true, even though you said you're hoping to be on it the least amount this season.
Yes. Would love to not be on it, but it is my podcast.
Hilarious. I'll do my best. No guarantees.
Good luck.
The fans will miss you.
No, I want to be on like once a month. I think that's what I want to do.
Okay. We can make that happen.
Yeah.
I think that's super realistic. Yeah, I'm pretty much excited. James actually tricked me into believing that this was season 8, but it is in fact season 7.
Yes,
I was wrong.
I was trying to
wool over my eyes.
You. Yeah. But as we've already established, your memory is too good.
Yeah, actually nothing could get past this.
No.
So season 7.
Hell yeah.
7's my favorite number, which I recently learned is a stupid lucky number to choose.
It's not stupid. It's just cliche. It's a really good number though. 7 is maybe the sickest.
Yeah,
solo
so that's
number.
why I'm kind of like, I guess I thought maybe
You thought you were sick for that?
I thought I was on to something. Turns out everybody knows that 7 is cool.
And like lucky, like specifically.
See, I didn't really know that.
Yeah, 3 and 7 are like the ones.
3 seems like an obvious choice. 7 seems maybe more unique.
Yeah, almost.
What's your favorite number?
Like single number, like a single digit number?
Not necessarily.
I don't know. Honestly,
if you say 7.
7 and 3 are really sick. I don't know. They're dope. Like 3 triangles. I don't know. It's awesome.
Triangles.
It's an awesome number.
Yeah, so awesome. Well, my favorite number is 7. And when we were having that conversation with my parents, my mom's is 4.
4 is good.
4, I don't
like,
personally think is a very cool number.
I think like 5 and 8 are kind of like the only ones that are a little lame. And
5
6
is lame. Why is 8 lame?
8's just boring to me.
Okay,
8,
sure.
the vibe is off. 8. Something about 7 being the only like single digit number that has 2 syllables is also pretty incredible. And you really got to hand it to it.
Yeah.
Like, good job. 7.
Well, okay, this is something that we were talking about the other day. Audience, let's see if you agree. I personally think, you know, when you have like those sort of terms you throw out there to mean, you know, a group, like you might say.
Oh, yeah.
A couple is obviously 2.
A couple is 2.
A few is 4.
Yeah.
Or more.
We were pretty close on this. A few to me can be like 3 to 5.
Okay, 4 or more in my opinion. Several, 7.
Several to me is like 6 or more. See, yours are like skipping. Like, what's 3? You skipped 3.
You just say 3.
You say 3.
Like, if there are 3 of something, you don't be like a few. You would just be like, there's 3 of those.
Okay, that's
I
fine.
think so.
I feel like a few should count.
And besides, for 6, you can be like, oh, half a dozen.
all right. You got some good ideas right now.
Yeah. So that's my opinion.
But several is like, can several be 8?
Yeah.
Okay.
7 or more.
Okay. When does it stop being several?
Probably
I feel
like 10.
10 isn't. Yeah.
Because then you'd be like, oh, there's 10.
I don't know. I don't know about this so far. But,
there's 10 of those.
You got some new rules that you added. I was in agreement the other day.
That's kind of like, in my opinion, the way it works.
That's fair.
Or you know that like color association game or whatever? There's like, you can like.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know how to play, so we won't, but.
That
could be fun sometime.
We should try that, yeah.
Maybe we can save that for another episode. First, I have to learn the rules. Because aren't you just supposed to like say...
What it makes you think of?
I don't remember if you come up with... I think it starts with like a term, and then you have to be like, oh, that term is like orange. Like, what number is that?
Oh, okay.
Maybe that doesn't count because it's also a color.
I feel like it'd be the other way. Like, what is 5? Like, to me, 5 is probably red. But, you know, I'd have to see the rules of this game.
Or like, you could be like math.
Oh, that's like your folder color.
I
in
guess that
school?
is maybe what
Is
I'm
that
thinking.
you're of? Totally different.
Yeah. Okay, well, what was your folder color for math?
Math was blue, science was green.
Science is definitely green. Math
Science
is definitely red, though.
I think I was blue.
I think like social
studies was red for me.
Oh, really? Social studies is like purple or blue.
Okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, I feel like science is green across the board.
Yeah, and then English is like
yellow. Damn,
yeah.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
I also think personally, I didn't really care for like science or math, so those ones always got like. I think to me, like math is so like ugly, and then the color red is kind of in your face and maybe a little bit evil. So
red's a lot.
Yeah,
red's a really interesting color.
It's so like
red's super important. Have I told you about that? Like, there's some tribe somewhere in the world where it's like they don't really have colors. They just talk about how saturated things are. They'll be like,
you actually have told me about this.
That one fascinates me.
I just like would love to know what that means though, because blue is so different than red.
Yeah, that's true.
Like, how do you just see that and be like, oh,
I heard this like in passing about 10 years ago.
It could be a lie.
I've held on to that though.
And you
I
haven't
throw
looked
that out
into
there
it,
like
really.
it's a fact. Yeah.
Yeah, so true. It is kind of fun how that works.
Yeah. No, I'll look into that and get back.
Okay, yeah. We'll cite our sources in the show notes.
Yeah. We'll link to the Wikipedia page.
Oh my gosh. Anyway, so how are you?
Anyway, I'm good, besides the negative degrees weather outside.
Yeah, it's basically freeze your little toes off type of weather.
Mm-hmm. It took all our energy to go to the store and stock up, but I'm trying to not leave the house for several days now.
Here's the thing about leaving the house. It sucks.
So true.
And so it's really a bummer when you have to do it because you waited too long and you don't have any groceries in the house.
I've probably talked about this like every year, probably on the pod, but every year I'm like, whoa, winter sucks.
Yeah, so bad.
I forget what it's like every time.
I think it's just so crazy when it gets to like this type of degrees where you literally step outside and if you take too deep a breath, it like hurts so bad.
I think there's something kind of beautiful about forgetting how bad it is, because then like...
It's like women giving birth.
Yeah. It's like the same thing with spring. Like I'm like, oh shit.
This rocks.
It's so cool to be outside now.
So awesome.
Yeah. I think it's important to have.
I do kind of think that does make winter worth it. And I know people who live in warm places will disagree, but in my opinion, that feeling is just like...
It's the best.
It's on another level.
But yeah, it's pretty weird that we live in these places where it's just like 4 months out of the year, you can't really be outside.
Yeah, it's actually really sad.
It is.
I don't think it's normal.
It is, because a lot of places do it, but I know what you mean.
Well, it's not normal for me.
Well, what's up with you?
You know, I'm just hanging around.
Oh, hell yeah, I guess.
I've just been hanging around. Yeah, I've been spending a lot of time indoors. I watched this TikTok recently. Actually, I told you about it already, but I watched this TikTok recently by a credible source. Reed, she had PhD in her TikTok bio.
It's got to be real.
Yeah. And she had a really good pair of glasses on. If you read my newsletter, you actually already know this information. But if you didn't, you should sign up. Exclusive stuff goes out on there. And she basically said that the reason that you get sick in the winter is not actually because
of the
cold. Like the cold temperature doesn't make people sick. It's because we all spend way more time inside and the air quality indoors is usually pretty bad.
Yeah, that's really interesting.
And she referred to this concept that is absolutely disgusting called air backwash.
Oh, yeah.
Which basically just means if you're like in like a small confined space, most of the air has probably already been breathed by either you or the other people who are occupying that space.
Yeah.
And so then it's like, one, that's fucking nasty.
Super gross.
And two, then it like doesn't really have like very high oxygen content.
Yeah.
It's
yeah,
like just
that's scary.
Carbon dioxide. So it's like not very good for you. And that's why people get sick.
We've been leaving the windows open a little more, or like cracked during the day for a little bit.
Maybe not on a day like this.
Not today, yeah. But you know, when it was like 30 degrees, that was nice.
So yeah, I've been kind of just studying up on some scientific facts about the common cold. That's what I've been doing. I actually haven't gotten sick yet this year, knock on wood.
Hell yeah.
So I'm trying to keep that train running.
I've had like some under the weather days, but so far so good.
The worst for me was honestly when I got my vaccine.
Your shot, yeah.
My booster and my flu shot, which I am both happy and sad that I got them at the same time.
Yeah.
It did suck, but also it's over.
Right.
And now I'm literally immune.
Yeah, you're a superhuman.
So no one can touch me.
So what are your hopes and dreams for the season?
For this season?
Yeah.
Well, I'm actually really excited about this season. I decided I'm going to pop off this year. So 2024. 2024.
You hadn't announced that to me yet.
2024 is going to be my year. I actually saw something on Instagram that something about the way the stars are aligning. I don't really follow that type of stuff very closely, but
yeah,
2024 is supposed to be like the best year ever.
I'm thinking it's gonna be.
And I kind of feel that in my body and soul. So I think I'm going to take that and run with it.
I heard some people say that 2023 was like you're pulling back the slingshot. Like it just feels shitty. And then 2024, we're letting that shit fly.
The thing is, I had a really fine 2023.
I had a good 2023 as far as like, I love everyone in Chicago and we've had a good year, but personally, I don't know. It was like a little bit of a weird vibe in my mind.
Oh, okay, let's unpack that.
I don't know. I just felt maybe because of stuff with like, going on furlough for work. Work was a little tough.
Sure.
That kind of thing. I don't know. It was definitely like a good year. I don't have bad years. I'm a blessed little guy who's a lot of friends and a lot of stuff to do, so I have fun every day.
Is that what it requires to you to have a good year? Is friends and some stuff to do?
Oh yeah, that's an amazing year.
I think that those are some good things to have.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty easy to please, so I'm not saying it was like a bad year.
Okay, just kind of giving slingshot.
Yeah.
Well, I can't wait to. I don't even know that. Yeah, that's better. Is that slingshot? Pew?
Pew. More like a pew.
Sure. Well, so yeah, I essentially this year, one of the things that's going to be great is this podcast.
Hell yeah.
In my opinion.
Oh shit. We need to remember though that this will be released like early February. So
true.
We're a few weeks behind you whenever you're listening to this.
We are trying to record in advance, and that is something that I always intend on doing.
This is pretty good.
And fail to do. Yeah.
A couple weeks early, at least.
Yes.
Yeah.
Proud of us.
Hell yeah.
Look at us go.
Maybe some sponsorships in the future.
Eek! I am officially sponsored. This episode is not, but a future episode will be, and I can't wait to tell you about it then.
And it's gonna change your life.
Yeah, I'm basically getting paid the big bucks. I think
yeah.
I think the day that podcast episode is released is the day that I pop off.
Hell yeah.
I think we're gonna really do a blowout celebration.
Oh my god.
My life will be forever changed. You guys are gonna have to think of me differently.
Yeah. Everyone who's listening's life will be forever changed.
I'm leveling up.
Popping off. I can't wait for that.
Can people still say that? Can you say like I'm...
Yeah, you're like 5 years late, but I'm excited for you.
Thanks. Well, it's my own personal pop-off journey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it's your glow up. That's like 10 years late.
Is it? I feel like maybe pop off. Well,
I feel like that was like, I don't know. Early college, maybe.
Sure. Glow up.
8 years ago. That's so fucked.
Yeah, we shouldn't really dissect that too much. But anyway, I pretty much can't wait to pop off. I've been looking forward to it for years.
Yeah.
So it's gonna be great. It's gonna be incredible, amazing, life-changing, never been done before.
No one's popped off before.
So I'm pretty much really excited. And I am introducing a new segment to the pod.
A new segment alert. Bow, bow, bow.
Which I've never really done before. I've always kept it a little bit loosey-goosey, but in the spirit of like, I always wanted this podcast to be relatively loose. That's why like pessimistic at best kind of can be anything.
Yeah.
But ultimately, I feel like tying it a little bit back to the original concept of being a fucking hater.
Yeah.
is great. And I listen to a lot of podcasts that are in the realm I would eventually like to be in someday, perhaps the day that I pop off. Conversational podcasts that I find silly goose.
Yeah.
Which is how I would describe.
Yeah, they're like half loose.
Yeah. But some of them do have like a slightly prompted segment, or it just kind of depends. And I feel like some of the ones I listen to it's always the same two people.
Yeah.
But then some of them are more interview style where they'll bring in outsiders.
Outsiders.
Guests.
Yeah.
Whatever you want to call them.
Leaves. Yes. It's good.
And so I like being able to give them a little bit of a prompt because I think sometimes, hopefully no matter who you are, that's fun. It gives you something to work off of, but I still want my prompt to be loose. So I'm pretty much excited about it. We're going to test it out on you today. But I will be the one answering the questions.
Yeah. My rule was if you're going to do this segment and it's never you doing the prompts, you got to do it sometimes when I'm on.
Otherwise.
Because who are you? You know what I mean? To just sit on your throne and bark orders at us. Please. Fucking peasants down here.
It is my podcast, but totally hear what you're saying.
No, I'm just playing around. But yeah, I think you can show us how it's done.
Yeah.
Is how you should think about this.
Okay, so true. It would be my pleasure and my honor.
Yeah.
So should we dive into that? Do you have more you would like to say?
No, it's your podcast. Show us the ropes. But it's mine too.
Yeah, so true.
Importantly.
Well, I did introduce you to as my podcast producer. What do you want to be called officially?
On for this?
Well, when I say your title.
Producer.
For example, when a potential sponsor,
for example,
reaches out good. And I want to sound more official.
Yeah. I think producer is a understood enough term where
podcast
people are like,
producer.
Okay, that sounds good.
That is kind of what you do. You produce it.
Oh, yeah.
I think.
I am that. Yes.
Yeah. Okay, so good to know. Maybe should I get you? I have a cool idea that I could do. Maybe I should get you an @pessimistic@best email.
Oh, sure.
Because I technically have one. I don't use it. Then people will take us so serious.
Oh my gosh.
I think that is also a sign of popping off. Yeah.
Yes.
So
when you give your boyfriend producer an email address on the website you made. Major. Finally.
It's so funny because I have to pay money for that, but so you have to sink money into you have to spend money to make money.
You have to spend money to pop off.
Yeah. So true.
All right, what is the segment?
So true. Okay.
Give them a rundown.
So my new segment on the podcast, drum roll please, is called The Good, the Bad, and the Ugly.
Air horns.
Which some of you may be familiar with the classic Western movie. It is not based on that whatsoever.
No. Not a lick.
But not to state the obvious, I will be asking my guests and or sometimes myself to come to the table with something good, something bad, and something ugly. And the whole premise to this is I think it's wide open to interpretation.
Yeah, I like that.
This could literally be anything.
Mm-hmm.
It could be if you want to provide us with a personal anecdote.
Yeah.
You can do that. If you want to talk about something pop culture related.
And in a way, to me, this feels like the evolution of Rosebud and Thorn.
I agree.
And you're kind of cutting that, right?
Yes. Yeah. My thing about Rosebud and Thorn, I love that thought exercise personally, but I do think it only allows for self-reflection versus maybe you don't want to talk about yourself on my podcast today, in which case you can literally be I think socks and sandals looks heinous.
Right.
That's ugly.
And it's way more specific to time periods, which I think is limiting as well.
Rosebud and
Thorn.
Yeah.
If it's just about your day or your week and you had a kind of normal week or
really
day,
fucking normal ass
you're
day.
You're just I don't know, shut up,
Samantha. Yeah, so true. I think that's what everybody is saying. Shut up, Samantha.
We're pretty much trying to get less people to say shut up.
Yeah, I want everyone to be please keep speaking.
No, this segment seems good. I think you have the right idea with it.
Thanks. Thank you so much. It took a lot of workshopping. I knew that I wanted to do this. Mm-hmm. And then I was asking ChatGPT for some assistance. And they came up, they did the rest.
They tried.
I didn't hate it. It did help me formulate more ideas. So it gave me something to work off of, but theirs was trash or treasure.
Yeah.
And I was
stuff like that.
That's feeling a little
piratey.
I don't know what it feels like. It feels corporate or
okay.
It just didn't feel like me.
Yeah.
So The Good, Bad, and the Ugly is where we landed. And I like that it's 3 because I think then we can riff off of this as needed.
I think 2 or 3 prompts to get you going sounds like the right amount. I think this is a good one.
Thank you.
I'm excited to see what people do. And I do think people will have fun like thinking about it beforehand because as you've mentioned, like a lot of people, maybe not on the pod, will come and kind of be like, what are we going to talk about?
Because some people want, I think, me to be like, is there like a topic you had in mind? And my answer is always no. I can come up with something, and I'll usually have, I mean, for the most part, I know the people who are coming on my podcast.
Yeah, true.
So I can at least like interview them about things that I know
that they do or like
are general interests.
Yeah, totally.
For them. But I feel like this, you can get as cuckoo loco crazy with it as you want.
Hell yeah.
And so I'm pretty excited about that. And then I also think for anybody who doesn't really want to prepare, if I ask you for something good, something bad, and something ugly on the spot, like, yeah, you'll probably come up with something.
Think of something good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is also, I just really like it because one, the good element is still there, but we are ending on negative things, which for me is funny. Yeah. And perhaps more in line with the goal.
Right.
So it's basically perfect in every way.
It's perfect, yeah. Show us how it's done.
Okay. So for my good and bad and ugly of my very first season 7 episode.
Do you go in order? I have a lot of questions, so you'll just do the good first and we'll talk about that and you'll come. Okay.
We'll
I think that makes more sense than like announcing all three at first.
Yeah.
Cool.
Here's what's good. And I am realizing that in advance, I probably should have looked up the phonetic spelling of his last name. But our friend Oliver in Saltburn, Barry, I'm going to butcher it.
Keegan? I don't know.
You think it's Keegan?
I have no idea.
I just feel like he's Irish, I believe. And I'm sure it's something crazy because every time I even see an Irish word, I don't get it right.
Those memes about him and Io, like representing for Ireland, were really funny.
I didn't see those.
I don't know where it came from, but people are saying Io's Adibri, I think.
Yeah.
They were saying she's Irish. Apparently it's like an ongoing joke.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Does she have a good Irish accent?
I have no idea.
I wonder where that came from.
But that's good, yeah. Good Irish representation. They won Golden Globes. Let's fucking go.
Okay, but my good is his final dance scene.
Oh,
in Saltburn, the movie.
Okay.
I can't stop thinking about it. And I also read an interview the other day. I didn't read it. I watched it on TikTok. I literally watched it on TikTok. You watched
somebody who read it talk about it?
Well, it was literally him speaking, so I don't know why I said that.
Oh, okay. There's a video.
It was literally a video of his face talking out loud.
Cool.
Yeah. So, but it was an interview with him, and I think it was like for Variety or something, and he was saying that he loves that scene. He kind of like, I don't think it was like fully his idea, but it was just, he like riffed the whole thing, and he was like, let me just take this and run with it and see what happens.
It's a good dance.
It's so good. And he was like, I think it is the part of the movie that feels the most relatable because it's really funny. You're seeing this person dance naked around their house. Their house just happens to be this giant mansion where you're surrounded by like art from the 1700s.
Yeah.
And he's like, but that is such a relatable human experience, just like dancing around naked in your house.
Okay, nice.
When you're alone. And I was like, that's so true. Like,
that's good.
It's just so funny. I think that's genius. And I love, it brought that song is charting again.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So that's amazing. It's so funny when that happens. Like,
oh yeah. Like Kate Bush and Stranger Things.
Oh my God. Through the roof.
Pretty much.
You couldn't escape it.
Yeah. A full revival of her like, career in a way.
Seriously.
Not that she was hurting for fans. But
no, I'm sure she's doing just fine.
She is a legend. But no, it is interesting how much it can affect.
Yeah. So fun. And plus Murder on the Dance Floor, a great song.
Yeah.
Well, I also just love, he had like lots of ideas. It was also his idea to do the scene. I'm not going to do no spoilers on the pod.
Really?
It was literally his idea. And he was like, let me just try this.
Wow.
And then he was like, but everyone has to leave the set.
Wow.
It was
the
literally
one outside?
his. Yeah.
Okay. Wow.
So
if you've seen it, you know what we're talking about.
Yeah. No spoilers. No spoilers.
Even though you just told them the literal end of the movie.
Only in so many words. Honestly, if you haven't seen it by the time this episode comes out, that's your business.
Yeah, totally. That's crazy. That was his idea.
Yeah.
The outdoor scene.
And so that's like why I get why he is always cast as like the little fucking freak in all the movies. Like he's got some weird
some ideas. That's kind of crazy to me. To me, the outdoor scene is like one of the most important scenes in the movie. So the fact that it was just thought of on the spot, or maybe not on the spot, but not by the writer is really cool that they would allow other people to give that input. So
yes.
That's sweet.
And ultimately, I liked the movie. There's a lot of interesting discourse about it happening on the internet. I liked it.
I feel like at first everyone loved it on the internet, and then I just started seeing everyone hate on it, or like, and I did see a lot of people calling it. I think we can't.
I'm going to say it.
Yeah, it's like The Talented Mr. Ripley.
That's like the immediate thing I thought of. Halfway through the movie, I was like, this premise is essentially the exact same.
I thought it was going in a way different direction, honestly. Like there was some line about the full moon coming and everyone's going to go crazy. I thought it was going to get a little more Midsummer with it.
Sure.
Some sacrifice or whatever.
Yeah.
I liked it overall for sure.
I definitely liked it. I also just thought it was beautiful. I do agree with some of the criticism that like maybe it felt a little more empty.
I think, yeah, I can see that, but I can also see other people talking about how parts of it are up for interpretation and everything doesn't have to be so literal.
Well, I'm also seeing some people do like some deep dives on some scenes on TikTok now that I'm kind of like, you guys are imbuing meaning that doesn't even need to, like, you guys are really digging for something.
Really? That's funny.
So, like, sometimes it can just be a pretty scene, you know?
Oh, totally, yeah.
But, I mean, I'm sure there were, lots of motifs, if you will, but...
I mean, Hollywood is back, baby. There are so many good movies in the theaters.
Excuse me.
The theater for the last couple months.
I actually do feel overwhelmed by the amount of media that there is to consume.
Oh, constantly. There's too much good everything now.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of bad stuff and mediocre stuff, but there was like 6 movies that looked like really good in the span of like 2 months. We only saw Saltburn, Miyazaki. We need to see a lot of others.
There are so many.
Like we haven't seen Iron Claw, etc. By the time this is out, we better have seen some of them.
So true.
But yeah, crazy.
I know. But yeah, I liked the film. I also think that Jacob Elordi is honestly a really good actor.
I do too. No, he's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and love Rosamund Pike.
Yeah, she rocks.
She also like loves to play like the creepy, messed up bitch.
She's always on some bullshit.
And I love that for her.
Yeah. More
so
power
good
to her.
Stick to what you know. Gotta stick to what you're good at. But yeah, that's my good.
Hell yeah.
Thoughts
on your first good? Your first good was good.
Thanks.
Yes.
Thank you.
I'm a fan of the first good.
Okay, so my first bad does lead me to a bit more of a personal anecdote, and you were present for this, and you also had to listen to this story last night, so I am sorry.
Okay, I'm gonna zone out.
Okay.
Yeah, go for it.
Something bad is the human experience of almost shitting your pants. And I think that it is something that everyone has had to experience at least once or twice in their life. And it just like, it's so... I just feel like I have never felt more out of control of my own body than when I can't seem to control when I have to go to the bathroom. It's really embarrassing. I'm also in 2024... I am trying to become more poop forward, I think, ultimately.
We've got some good friends for that now.
Yeah.
I feel like a few of our new friends are down to talk about poop.
Well, I feel like most of my friends have digestive issues, which does kind of lead to you don't really have a choice but to be poop forward because a lot is going on inside your body.
Nobody told me that after the age of 25, your stomach is always making noise.
Yeah, honestly, so true. I think I also think because we grew up on so much processed food, maybe more than any other generation, like our gut is just fucked.
Yeah, maybe.
I did send you that TikTok the other day. The sound was literally the exact sound of your fucking stomach, but it was like a TikTok of this guy that's like me laying down on my girlfriend's belly, and then like it had one of those like swirly filters, and he's like the sound her belly makes, and it's like
That's pretty good.
oh my god, that shit is so funny because that's so true.
Yeah, my tummy needs to shut up for sure.
Yeah, well, and I would say that I am more IBS C.
Constipation.
Yeah, is usually my issue.
Yeah.
So out of there have been very few times where I have had to maybe come close to shitting my pants. But I think that's why when it does happen to me, it's even more jarring.
Yeah. Which story did you want to tell?
I was going to tell the story about Tweet.
Okay.
My most recent.
Your most recent run-in with the bad thing.
Yeah, so basically, we went out to one of my favorite breakfast places here in Chicago, which are few and far between. I have yet to find a good breakfast place here, in my opinion.
What? Lula? Longman and Eagle?
Okay, in comparison to Madison, Wisconsin, where brunch is endless.
Yeah, there's a ton of them.
I feel like there are like 3 spots here now that I like, and that's it.
Well, we needed to go to more, but okay. Anyway.
It just seems harder. People don't brunch here like they do in Madison. But we went out to brunch at Tweet. Fabulous place. It's in Uptown. Yeah. Everyone should go. They take care of you there. The ambiance is warm. It's diner style.
Yeah, everyone gets a free fruit cup right
Delicious
at the beginning.
Buddies.
Like that's so
and
cool.
A little coffee cake pastry.
Yeah, no, they're going hard for sure.
Incredible. And the service
Super
is literally
nice.
amazing.
Super nice people.
And they are happy to recommend something to you.
Yeah, I ordered something. He was like, "You probably want this," and I was like, okay, you're probably right.
You literally with my life.
And he was right.
Yeah. So it was a day, classic brunch after a night out.
Yeah.
Everyone's reconvening with a little bit of a hangover.
Yeah.
Typically, that's my favorite activity.
It is in this world, probably.
Yeah. Sharing a little bit of a breakfast meal.
That's right.
When you're not feeling your best. And rejoicing over the evening that was just had.
Yes.
But I did go for my classic Eggs Benedict, which, as many of you know, is coated in hollandaise.
Which is pretty much just eggs.
And mayonnaise, which insane combination for most tummies.
Yeah.
However, I don't typically have an issue. And I got 3 bites into my Eggs Benedict and I was like, I cannot have another single bite of this. Something is not sitting right. And at that time, I just had a massive stomach ache, but I was like, everything was all good otherwise. I was like, I actually can't eat more. So I kind of just sat, enjoyed the company, picked up my food. And as we were wrapping up to leave, I was like, oh, I have to go to the bathroom. And whatever, I could sense that we were starting to finish our meals and pack up. But I could also tell it could be one of those things where we were going to sit around for a little while and do more of a Midwestern goodbye.
Which can last a while.
So long. A Midwestern goodbye amongst friends.
Forget about it.
So I was like, yeah, so I am going to have to leave pretty soon because I do have to go to the bathroom, which was fine. We started packing up and then, a couple of people had to I don't even know, go get their coats or something. I felt like there was something that was taking a while. And then we got outside and I was like, I have to go. Bye, guys. And we started walking to the car and I was like, yeah, I am going to shit my pants. And we were also pretty far away from our home.
Yeah, it's like a
25-minute drive. Yeah. Horrible 25 minutes. We got into the car and I was like, we are screwed. I cannot go number 2 in public. I have a phobia of doing so. It is literally my worst nightmare. I like to be in the private space of my own restroom.
She makes me go to a different room. I don't know if that's too much information.
And play a song. Yeah, I prefer if you have a tune playing or something to distract you.
Yeah, not another room. Obviously not. I'm not in there, but she's like, can you go in your office?
If we
shut
could
the door.
close multiple doors between us, that's best.
Yeah.
I do recognize that is something that probably needs to be therapized, but I
probably
am sharing this in confidence with
that's right.
my podcast. Audience, with my loyal fans. And so we're in the car, and of course it's also a cold winter day.
Yeah.
We have the heat seater on.
You keep saying that. You said that last night and nobody called you out.
Wait, I did?
Yeah.
Oh my God, yeah, sorry.
The heat seater?
The seat heater.
It's impossible to say though, yeah.
Yeah. And which already kind of makes you feel like you're shitting your pants, to be honest.
Yeah, totally.
So that had to go off pretty much right away. I'm literally hunched over in the car. It was coming in waves,
Yeah.
Which is always the worst, where it kind of feels like your life will literally end. I was like, there's a chance we have to pull over. I'm not quite sure what's going to happen. I might shit my pants all over your Volkswagen.
Oh no, not the Tiguan.
But we did make it home, and then we get out of the car. I didn't have keys, so my doorman had to let me in.
Your doorman. Podcast producer, doorman, bellboy.
Also love of my life, but not in this moment per se.
Who's to say?
We got up to the door and James is unlocking it, and we have this screen that notoriously loves to fall off when you're trying to get inside the house.
Yeah, and if it's off, then the cats can get outside really easily.
Yeah. So it fell off as soon as James opened the door, and he's trying to fix it or move it or something. And I was like, can we not do this right now? I am literally going to the bathroom. So yeah, I had to march
Shout
my way
at me.
through. But we did make it in time. Thank the Lord.
Let's go. Yeah, that's a bad feeling.
It's literally the worst. So that's bad. I think that's just notoriously a bad. Everyone knows that feeling, and it's really bad.
Yeah. Needing to really go to the bathroom number 1 is annoying, but it kind of hurts in a way. But
I feel like that's worse for boys.
It is really bad, honestly. But needing to go number 2, you're just in a different world.
No, it's your thoughts have been completely consumed by the fact that you need to go to the restroom. It's just terrible. I wouldn't recommend it.
No.
And now I'm not sure, do I have to... What are the rules? Like, can I still have Eggs Benny? Was this a one-time thing? Am I developing some sort of...
I think you got to at least try one more time.
Yeah.
See if you can get past it.
Well, and like maybe I need to get back on my probiotics.
Yeah.
I need to get my gut health in check. I'm not sure. I was hungover as well, so I feel like maybe just the combo.
Yeah.
But yeah, awful.
So bad.
But in the spirit of changing the way that I think about going number 2.
Yeah.
That's why I'm bringing it to this platform.
Okay, cool.
So we're trying to spin the narrative.
Yeah, that's right.
We're taking it back. We're taking control.
All right, what do you got for your ugly?
Okay, ugly. And this is also something that you and I have talked about before.
Okay.
It's just kind of always at the tip top of my mind because, of course, there's lots of discourse happening around Taylor Swift still to this day.
Oh, no.
And I think something that is ultimately incredibly ugly is not being a girl's girl.
Oh, okay.
I think that's ugly. I think that's an ugly trait.
Oh, okay. Not about Taylor. Yeah. Okay.
And the measure that I have for that is how people talk about Taylor Swift, because ultimately, am I her biggest fan? No. I'm really not. No. I like her music fine. I am a little bit tired of talking about her, but I would never deny that she is a literal icon.
For sure.
She's amazing. Mm-hmm. She has made so much money. She's literally fueling the economy. I understand why people like her.
I like her music, yeah. And
I like her music fine. I'm definitely not like, I'm not going to pay that amount of money to go to the show.
Oh, no, I don't do that for anybody. That's too much money.
But I think people who just like hate on Taylor Swift because she's famous are not girls.
Somebody did you make that barometer? I feel like somebody told us that.
I'm sure there are. I don't think I would be the first to say that, but I think it is it's a tell.
It is a tell. If somebody's like hating on her, they're just not.
You're not a girl's girl. Women supporting women.
That's right.
She's amazing. She obviously has made her mark on this earth.
Yeah, definitely. She's a legend.
You can't deny that.
Yeah.
I actually feel the same way about the Kardashians. I know that maybe they're a little bit more problematic at times, but look at the empire they have built.
Yeah. If somebody asks you, do you like Kim Kardashian? You just say, what are you supposed to say as a girl's girl? Tell the people.
She's an icon. Icon living. Icon living. I mean, my favorite out of the family, Chris, by far.
Oh, there you go.
That woman is a walking meme.
Yeah, no, definitely.
And I love that for her. I love that about her. I love what she has given to the world.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, I think not being a girl's girl, I think ultimately that's so ugly. It's such a like pick me ass trait.
Yeah.
It just feels so like feeding into the patriarchy.
Right. Oh, you hate Taylor Swift? Original.
Literally grow up. You don't have to be her biggest fan.
No, right.
But you can acknowledge that she is a successful and powerful woman.
I, in general, don't like hating, which is always why it's kind of funny that I do this podcast with you, because now it's especially more so back to being about a little bit of hating.
Thank God.
But I support this because you're hating on hating, so that's cool.
Thanks. Thank you for saying that.
This is a positive thing.
Ultimately. Don't really say that, but
no, right? It's ugly. We're talking about the ugly part.
That's
I'm spinning
private.
it in my
yeah. But I just, that's definitely something. I feel like it's so hard because we have it hard enough out here, girls. Let's throw each other a bone.
Sounds like you guys haven't heard Taylor Swift's song "If I Were a Man."
Pat each other on the back.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, because Taylor Swift, to me, I think the reasons that sometimes I'm like, she's maybe not my favorite is like she is chuggy.
Sure. Oh, totally.
But that's fine.
I like chuggy things.
Let her live, you know?
Hell yeah. And let her fans live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So if she wants to be a little bit silly sometimes.
That's right.
She can do that. Not comfortable. Son didn't want to stay.
No.
So that's my ugly.
Hell yeah.
What are your thoughts?
That was good. That was fun. I like having the prompt a little bit more like scripted. Not scripted, but keeps you in line.
It does.
Keeps you going on a momentum.
I think so too.
Hell yeah. Did you have fun doing it?
I had so much fun. I've been keeping like a running list of my GBU.
GBU. Whoa, we already got an acronym. First episode in.
That's what I titled the note on my phone.
Okay.
But then I did have to write them down today because, of course, my phone is recording this pod.
That's right.
So If you could not mess with the
Come on,
mess with the set. So yeah, we're back. Here we are.
Hell yeah.
2024 is gonna be our year. We're popping the fuck off.
Samantha's popping off.
Yeah. I actually cannot wait. So
and
you guys will get to watch it happen, which is really special for you.
In real time.
Yeah. Not everyone gets to say that.
Watch this space.
Yeah. Literally so true. Anyways, to close it out.
Hell yeah.
I don't really have much, but I want to plug a couple things that I haven't really plugged in a while.
Is that how it's usually going to go? Just out of curiosity? Like you think like after the ugly kind of wrap it up?
I have no idea.
Maybe slide into some other stuff for other people. But we had a good first segment where we talked for a bit.
Slide into some other stuff for other people. I'm not quite sure what that means.
It's okay. I'll cut it.
Okay. You can keep it in.
Yeah.
If you can't expand on it.
No, I just meant like back to regular stuff. Not within that segment.
Good, bad, ugly, and then we wrap it up.
All right.
See ya.
See ya.
I don't know.
No, it's all right. You said you had some stuff you wanted to plug?
We could leave with a guiding thought.
Oh, okay. That's cool.
My guiding thought. I actually wrote this down, and I don't know if I'll do this for everybody else, but I will do it today.
Okay. We haven't discussed this
You
before.
seem nervous.
The guiding thought.
A guiding thought. I actually like that. Maybe I'll keep it in.
You got a hair right here.
On my face?
Like a big hat.
Is it like one that
hair.
belongs to me? No.
No, it's a cat hair.
Okay.
You got it.
Is it gone?
Somewhere, yeah.
I'm actually, all of a sudden, now that you say that, I'm feeling cat hair kind of like surrounding.
No, that's the worst. I shouldn't have said anything. I'm sorry.
I filled out an intention setting sheet this year.
Oh, yeah.
At my book club, which has rebranded to POSSIP, which is Potluck and Gossip. We aren't reading actively.
That's right. You never read. You joined after the reading.
Yes.
Finished.
That's so true. I joined after the rebrand.
Yeah.
For some reason, though, it's easier to be like book club.
People get that. They're like, okay,
yeah.
You meet once a month, you talk about some stuff.
Yes, a gathering.
A gathering.
With a purpose.
That's right.
At my book club, the last one that we did, the purpose was intention setting, and my wonderful friend Mackenzie made these really cool intention setting worksheets.
Yeah.
So we all took some time to fill ours out. We were, having a little chat while we were doing so, and then we shared out at the end, which was actually really fun. But one of the things on it was a guiding thought for the year.
Cool.
Mine, which I will proudly share with you all if you need one, is you are becoming your best self.
Cool.
Which I actually think is very in line with the idea that I am popping off. So really the stars are aligning here, but
oh man.
The deeper meaning on that for me is I do feel the last couple of years, I don't know. It's so funny about growing up. I'm taking my hobbies a little bit more seriously, this podcast included.
Sure.
And that is important to me.
Yeah.
This is one of my favorite things to do. So I'm pretty excited about it. And then on top of that, just I think the friendships I'm making, the time that I'm spending, it's more intentional. And I'm I'm proud of the person I'm becoming. Nice. And when I look back on the last couple of years, I feel in your early 20s when you're going through your quarter life crisis. Yeah. It's kind of a crazy time. And I am so happy to now feel I have a fully developed prefrontal cortex.
Hell yeah.
And
huge.
Literally major. And I feel I know the kind of person I want to be, the kind of stuff I don't want to be doing anymore. So making progress towards those things is very important to me. And that's my guiding thought for the year.
I rock with that.
Thanks.
Hell yeah.
So that's that. Maybe that's something that we'll keep in. Maybe it's not. Who's to say?
That's right. Don't hold it to it.
We'll find out soon. And it doesn't have to be for the year. Maybe that's too large scale, but just a guiding thought for this week, tomorrow.
I like that for the ending. That's fun. Yeah. But yeah, whatever.
Could be good or bad.
Whatever the segment leads you to.
Yeah. So thanks for that.
Hell yeah.
But some of the stuff that I was planning to plug.
Yeah. What does that mean?
I just feel things I don't talk about enough are all the things that I would love everyone else to do and or buy.
Fair enough.
So here are a few. Actually, I think I'm about to name 3. So I lied about my rule.
There we go.
I think it's only 3 things.
I just proved it.
Let's see how many things I have.
Oh my God.
Rate and review my show. I would love it if you did that. It seems so small. And in fact, it is. You don't even have to say anything nice, but bonus points if you do. You can just leave 5 stars. Anything less, I don't want it. On whatever podcast hosting platform you consume this podcast on. But it does make a big difference. So I would love it if you did. It takes 5 seconds.
Right now, number one, not number one, trending in the Philippines.
I believe I'm number like 243.
There we go.
On the Philippines comedy Apple podcast list.
Let's fucking go.
So
That's
shout out
huge.
to my fans in the Philippines.
Unless it's just somebody on a VPN.
And that could totally be the case.
Definitely could be true.
Because I don't really think I know very many people who are currently in the Philippines, but
if you're rocking with us from the Philippines, drop a comment.
Yes.
Come to the Philippines.
Yeah, come to Brazil.
Come to Brazil.
So true. Anyways, and that's one. Sign up for my motherfucking newsletter.
Whoa.
That's one.
Damn.
I'm really going to try. I'm not going to try. I am going to stick to my newsletter, and I'm sending one out every month, and you're going to want to be on that list.
You're going to want to get on it.
I'm dropping some heat in your inbox. And you're not going to want to miss it. For those of you who are not already on the list, you previously missed my intentions for the year, which were shared there. And so that sucks for you. It's also where you'll get early access to my shit list, which brings me into my third thing, which is my Patreon. If you want to support the podcast and gain access to exclusive bonus content, you should join my Patreon. $5 a month. Simple.
$5.
It all goes directly into James's treat fund.
Buy me a treat. Buy us a coffee.
And we're pretty excited about it. So if you want extra bonus content, extra eppies,
that's right.
You get one a month, and it's me diving into my full shit list.
Yeah. So if you like hater mode,
yeah,
Samantha goes full hater mode.
It's hater mode activated. It's pretty much all the stuff that has been pissing me off that month. So the list is lengthy.
That's right.
I try to keep it to around 10. To be specific.
Yeah. Hey, and that goes back to the beginning. If it's 10, you just say 10.
If you just say 10.
That's so good.
Even nice little round number there.
10's important for sure.
Such a quantity.
100%.
You know? So those are a couple things that you could do for me. For us. For this community that we're building here.
To support Samantha's pop-off.
Yeah. It's so true. That's so true. So if you want to see me pop off, if you want to be a part of it.
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
You got to rope them in like that. If you want to be a part of this pop-off.
Yeah. Big
Marketer
things are happening
alert.
over here. Okay, well, thanks. Thanks for recording with me.
Hell yeah. Happy season 7.
So fun to have a chat with you today.
Oh, yeah. I missed you.
Missed you.
Haven't been with you all my life.
Literally the whole day. All my life. So true. Basically.
Pretty much.
What a great life.
But yeah, I'll be back next month.
And we can't wait. Oh, and James is also going to be on my Patreon episodes from now on.
Oh, yeah. I'll always be on there.
So if you need more of James in your life, it's going to cost you $5 fucking bucks.
$5. I'm a cheap date.
Okay. So totally love you guys. Thanks for listening. We'll be back next week.
Peace
so great
out.
to be here. Talk to you soon. Bye. And that's a wrap. I had fun. How about you? As always, thank you for living, laughing, loving, and most importantly, listening to my podcast. Want to stay in the loop? You can find us at Pessimistic at Best on Instagram, or if it's me you're looking for, that'll be at Sam Georgeson on all platforms. Don't forget to rate and review the show, and if bonus content is your thing, you can gain access to extra episodes by joining our Patreon. The link is in our show notes. And last but certainly not least, shout out to James for being the brains behind this operation. Couldn't do it without you, honey. Okay, see you next week.